They said suburban life was dull, but Ruth had found excitement in the book club. Every Tuesday, 5 women gathered in her fragrant kitchen, sipping wine, sun streaming over their discussions. But behind Ruth's carefully polished smile, something ancient festered, a craving for control, for attention. The others laughed too easily at her choice of novels, judged her baking, made her kitchen feel smaller. Soon, their offhand cruelties began stalking her dreams. 2 months later, a frantic call woke the neighborhood. The book club was gone, vanished, after a gathering at Ruth's. The police arrived to find neat plates, fresh pie cooling, and Ruth twisting a tissue with trembling hands. She whispered of a shadow outside the window, a figure she'd glimpsed before, always at the periphery. He'd left notes, she swore, threats etched into library receipts. She'd seen his muddy footprints on her garden path. The word spread like oil through the neighborhood. A stalker, Ruth's home, the final stop. The police scoured the woods, the alleyways. Stories grew, fueled by Ruth's recounting. A man with slicked back hair, eyes that drank in every detail. Inside, Ruth pressed her ear to the door. As the detectives paused in her hall, she almost smiled. She was convincing. Years of performance in parent-teacher meetings had taught her how. The others, she said, had been scared too. She mimicked their voices, shaking hands, their growing dread, as she read aloud the misshapen threats she had penned herself. How they pleaded to stay just a little longer together, after book club, afraid to walk alone to their cars. But no one questioned the mild tang in the air, the way the wine burned. No one looked twice at the freshly dug corner of her garden, where marigolds drooped. Ruth had covered everything, the text messages, the stories. Her missing friends had become props in her tale. Her single tear at each news interview cemented her role. Days passed, and Ruth relished the concerned casseroles, the new friendship of neighbors. The police never found a trace of a stalker, but their eyes softened around Ruth, as if she might shatter at the wrong question. Ruth didn't mind being alone. If a loneliness crept across the floorboards at night, it only made her smile. Everyone had underestimated Ruth, except for her. But as weeks blurred, she found herself jumping at her own reflection. The stalker, she had claimed, liked to watch. She repeated it so often, she began seeing dark flecks outside, pressing faces against windows just outside her vision. Sometimes she'd find footprints she didn't remember. Sometimes, the phone hissed with static, a slow breathing she hadn't faked. Ruth sat in her kitchen after midnight, fingering a kitchen knife, when she heard a gentle tap at the window. A man's shadow lingered, just behind the glass, his eyes impossibly bright, mouth twisting in a grin she knew too well. He raised his hand, holding a library receipt scrawled in an unfamiliar, furious hand. Ruth found she could not move. In the hush, she realized the stalker might never have been real, until she invented him. Now, she feared he believed her story too, and he had finally come home.